Chelsea are second in the table, Gab. Enzo Maresca mixes it up and they win 2-0 away at Burnley.
Yes, Moises Caicedo on the bench. How
Yeah.
about that? Who'd have thunk that, huh? Esteban Willian also out. Reece James on the load management plan where he comes on at halftime. It's all pre-programmed because Barcelona are in town in midweek. Look, they get it done. Great pass from Jamie Gittins for the first goal. Burnley are just terrible. They didn't even shoot on goal and like halfway through the second half. That said, if you're only 1-0 up late in the game, anything can happen. So he's sailing pretty close to the wind. And so, Jules, we're not done. We have more quick hits.
Yes.
Good day for Crystal Palace alums. First, Olise for Bayern, and 24 hours later, Eberechiez's hat-trick for Arsenal, who thumped Spurs 4-1 in the North London derby to extend their lead to 6 points, Jules.
Yeah, it was an incredible win for Arsenal in the derby, of course, against the terrible Spurs teams. Let's not even mention them too much. But Arsenal were brilliant without having to be that great anyway because Spurs were so bad. And Eze, the pick of really, he could have scored 4 or 5 easily. He was so composed, so good on the ball. But the whole Arsenal team, even with a Gabriel that Nkapie replaced really well, albeit against a terrible team, were just perfect.
You mentioned that also. I might throw in also no center forward. I'm not a Mika Merino guy, but I thought he played really well. He's the intelligence between him and Eze is pretty remarkable. Although Eze's goal, I guess Arsenal's second goal.
Yeah, his first one,
should have been disallowed. You only have like 3 people standing in front. I mean,
Vicario,
sort this out, guys.
And sticking with that game, Gab, a season low 0.07 expected goals and no shot of any kind until 10 minutes into the second half. Thomas Frank said it takes full responsibility.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason I respect Thomas Frank. He got everything wrong. The game plan I thought worked okay for the first half hour. Arsenal, other than the very early Rice chance, which good Saint Vic snuffed out. They didn't really produce anything, right? You had the Saka free kicks from the side, whatever, right? Big deal. But then Arsenal adjusted a little bit. Mika Merino and Eze found their spaces. And then suddenly, even your defensive plan's not working. And your counter-attacking plan with Richarlison, Kudus, and Odobert, if you have nobody who can even pass the ball remotely, and you don't in that back line because Danso's not a passer. Van de Ven may be impressive when he runs with the ball, but he doesn't. He's not a passer. Romero, forget about it. Jed Spence, what are we kidding? Like seriously, if I go through the back 7, and I know, and you have Paulinho too.
Yeah.
Who can pass the ball to the front 3 with any kind of accuracy? The best passer is Bentancur, followed by Vicario, which probably tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
That's on Frank. Oh, and by the way, if you're going to change things, it's got to be more than Xavi Simons. That's at halftime.
I mean, he was anonymous anyway. It's like if he hadn't played.
How about those Geordies? Newcastle United beat Manchester City 2-1, and it could have been more, Jules. And I think, in honor of Don Hutchinson, we should have had them higher, but they're just, other bigger stories.
Yeah, exactly. It could have been more for City as well. Erling Haaland's expected goals is 1.6 in a game that his expected goals is 1.56.
No. It was just
Foden should have scored a 0-0, probably 2 goals. I think it's a penalty on Foden anyway.
It
0-0
was
as well.
Barnes could have scored more, so true. If Don were here, he would point out.
Higher than Newcastle. I think it's a game that you play again, and I'm not sure Newcastle will win it.
But they were close, Jules. Let's give them a little.
No. I was going to say, you cut me when I said the bird. Right. Newcastle took advantage of this new Pep Guardiola style and system and that midfield. Because the problem is when you lose the ball, your rest defense is obviously not as strong. And that's exactly what they exploited on the wings. Barnes and Murphy were very good. The fullbacks as well. Bruno Guimaraes and Tonali and Joelinton were outstanding in that midfield too. So it's a shame that we don't see that enough from Newcastle, especially away from home.
I say this is a game where Pep got outcoached a little bit. Because when we bring up the expected goals, they can also bring up the Donnarumma save off of Voltemade, which I thought was unbelievable.
Oh, and Barnes,
and the Barnes one. So... yeah, I was hugely impressed with what we saw from Newcastle. Like you said, though, it's a shame. Can't happen. Doesn't happen regularly.
Let's see if they can do it on Tuesday in Marseille. And sticking with Newcastle, Gab, I know you like your entrance music. So what do you make of the decision to replace Local Hero with Blaydon Races at St. James's Park?
Okay, I appreciate this is only really relevant if you're a Newcastle fan. And I defer to
you know
Newcastle
the songs, because I don't know the songs. Sing
Local
Hero?
Well, Local Hero doesn't have lyrics, so I can't actually sing it.
Is it the
for
guitar
you.
from?
Yes, it's the guitar from Mark Knopfler.
Oh, Dire Straits. Okay.
And
what's Blade on Races?
Blade and Races is a song from like the 1800s, which like Newcastle fans. It's local to Newcastle.
Okay,
They both have roots in the city.
Yeah.
But what's interesting here aren't the songs so much. It's a local preference. I'm not a Geordie, whatever. Who am I to say? But I associate Local Hero with it because it's what they've been playing for a long, long time, and it's wistful and it's different. But apparently, it was actually Eddie Howe and the players who said, you know what? Can we have something a little bit livelier when we come out? And maybe something that the fans can actually sing. The fans have their own version of Blade and Races. The fans sing their own version of Blade and Races, by the way, as well.
Yeah, okay.
It's just not the entrance music. I just thought that was interesting. But it's
I think it's good. Yeah, if the
Eddie
players
Howe.
want it and the fans are happy, I would do it.
Yeah, the fans need to be happy with it. I think early polling suggests that fans don't like change. Morgan Rogers scores twice, including a nifty free kick as Aston Villa beat Leeds 2-1. Jules, and that was on the road too. 6 wins and 7 in the league for Unai Emery. They're creeping up there.
Yeah, I mean, remember when they were not winning, we were saying this has happened before. Last season, they went through a really bad patch with, I think, no wins in 10 in the league.
You were saying that, not me. I was saying, Unai Emery's been exposed for the weirdo vampire that he is.
Yeah, but again,
right.
I think in a season like it is, which is not a very good season, we've said that already, outside of Arsenal, obviously, and maybe a Crystal Palace, like you said, or something like that. They are putting that running together, and then that's why they're climbing up very quickly in the table. Massive mistake by Dibu Martinez on that goal. I'm not even sure what he's doing, but that's an embarrassing goal to concede from an Aston Villa point of view. But after that, Leeds are just not very good enough. I don't think Daniel Farke will finish the season anywhere. I think they've got a horrendous run of fixtures coming up where they play basically every big team. And then I think after that, because he's not going to win any of those games, probably they're going to get rid of him and replace him by a guy that might not do much better, but at least it will be a different voice and methodology. But for now, Morgan Rogers, what a player though. That's why I think he's going to start for England at the World Cup. Ahead of Bellingham, ahead of Foden, ahead of Palmer, ahead of whoever you want. Tuchel loves him because of those kind of guys, those kind of goals he can score.
Oh, you heard it here first. Rogers starting England's first game at the World Cup.
I can see why Tuchel loves him so much.